Tonight, Minneapolis, a city on edge. For the second time in just 3 weeks, federal agents fatally shooting a U.S. citizen.
Go home! Go! You are not welcome here!
The chaos erupting around 9 a.m. Graphic video obtained by Drop Site News showing at least 5 agents in a violent struggle with a man. Then multiple shots fired, killing him. That man identified as 37-year-old Alex Preddy, a local ICU nurse. A DHS spokesperson claiming Preddy approached Border Patrol agents with a 9mm handgun, releasing this image of a weapon. And Border Patrol Chief Greg Bravino defending the agents, saying they were conducting a targeted operation on an undocumented immigrant when the man approached with the gun.
The agents attempted to disarm the individual, but he violently resisted. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement.
But city officials are questioning that account and whether Preddy brandished a weapon at all.
I just saw a video of more than 6 masked agents pummeling one of our constituents and shooting him to death. How many more residents, how many more Americans need to die or get badly hurt for this operation to end? If the goal was to achieve peace and safety, this is doing exactly the opposite.
Governor Tim Walz now demanding a total federal withdrawal from Minneapolis, calling the ICE crackdown an absolute abomination.
Do I have any confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing? No, I don't have a lot of confidence Donald Trump will do the right thing. But here's what I do have confidence in. There's a whole lot of Republicans, for whatever reason, cannot find their spine. But they might find the ability to know that they're not going to win another election as long as they live unless they stand up for what's right and stand up for the rule of law and stand up for human decency.
But tonight, the Trump administration doubling down, blaming local leaders for inciting insurrection.
This situation and this tragedy did not have to happen. Our law enforcement are doing everything that they can to protect the public. We're praying for this deceased loved one's family and friends, but we also recognize that the Minnesota governor and the Minneapolis mayor need to take a long, hard look in the mirror.
The shooting sparking outrage in the streets. Hundreds of protesters swarming the scene. Federal agents deploying tear gas, trying to control the crowd. And it all comes as the city is still in mourning after the deadly ICE shooting of Renee Good earlier this month.
Tensions are simply soaring in Minneapolis. The police chief says that Preddy, the local nurse shot and killed by Border Patrol today, was a lawful gun owner with a permit to carry.
Tonight.
All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to our power, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Kal Qadash. The ones to the head elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Also want to give a shout out there to the old elect, to you Hakim, and few Aquath who are sincerely in this truth, as well as believers of this word, but not just believers, but dudes as well. And again, to you, I'd like to say shalom. All right, this is just going to be another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahawashi. And like always, of course, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. But getting straight into it, as you can see the title of this one, this is just prophecy. Okay, as we are aware, the scriptures tell us is Egyptian against Egyptian. Okay, that shall be it says they shall not regard their kings nor princes. Okay, so this is just prophecy, man. Okay, based off the clip we just watched. Okay, so we're not offended in these times, those of you who dwell in the house. All right, but I'm gonna get some scriptures dealing with that, man. Okay, as the scripture says, what is that? Isaiah, I believe that's Isaiah 19. And we're going to get straight to the point. This is Isaiah 19:2. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, so again, the Lord said he will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. And that's what you have here. All right, with these protests against ICE, All right, even with ICE against the Democrats. Okay, Democrats against Republicans. You know, and et cetera, et cetera. That's what you're seeing. Okay, a division in the kingdom. All right, and we all know, Scripture say, if Satan be divided against himself, how shall he stand? All right, this is Mark chapter 3 and verse 26. If Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand, but he has the end. And this levels to the scripture as well. All right, but you know, to the point where you got Babylon, the Babylonians versus these Russians. Okay, these so-called Russians. Okay, you know, those are Edomites. Those are two different tribes of Edomites. Okay, but they're going head to head. You know, but you got it all the way trickle down, all the way to even the Babylonians here in this kingdom. You know, they're going head to head, man. All right, they divided one another, man. Okay, and the Lord said, how shall he not? So like it says, he cannot stand, but he has the end. So this lets you know what, we're at the end of this kingdom, man. Okay, because you're seeing more and more division amongst these Edomites, man. Okay, let me see. Okay, so yeah, you seeing more and more division amongst these Edomites, man. Which to our eyes over here, again, those who dwell in the house, this is a beautiful thing. Because like going back to the title of the lesson, it's all but prophecy, man. Okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to get the other one. It says it's a house divided. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Yeah, it says, here it is, Matthew 12 and 25. It says, and Yahawashi knew their thoughts and said unto them, it says, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. All right, so here it is. The Lord is destroying this place. And okay, from inside out, man. All right. Of course, it's gonna have a utterly destruction by those thermonuclear missiles. Okay, but here it is. Even within the land, the people is at odds with one another, man. Okay, everybody's not on the same accord. All right. It says, every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Okay, and we're reading Matthew 12 and 25. So this place is not going to stand ultimately, okay? And that's the will of Yahawashi. All right, to bring this place low. Okay, that's why a lot of you people are seeing, you know, all this hell going on within the land. Okay, that's why you seeing ICE agents. That's why you seeing Trump come up against these other nations. Okay, it's all to bring this place down to the ground, man. All right, and the reason why you people are offended in these things, or you're lost and you're not knowing what's going on, was because ultimately you don't know the will of Yahawashi, man. All right, which ultimately not knowing is gonna bring you to basically a destruction. Okay, it's gonna bring you to be destroyed. All right, it's gonna leave you unstable, man. Okay. Because you don't know. As we often pull out the scripture, Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. Okay, so those who have the knowledge and the wisdom to carry themselves in the holy conversation, they understand what's going on. Okay, and that therefore they moving in that they're moving in that particular way. Okay, as a one who know what's going on. Okay. Scripture speak about how the prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. Okay, the ones who have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahawashi, that is the prudent. Okay, but going back again, for those of you who are in the don't know, you're gonna take action. All right, you're gonna move off your flesh. Okay, as the scriptures even speak about 2nd Ezra 15, because this is all prophecy. 2nd Ezra 15, and we'll start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. Okay, ultimately you people. All right, you dwell in the world. All right, how is that? By the way of your minds. Okay, you people go down there and vote. All right, you voted for this man. Okay, you people got to have a say so, or You just got to make a point on the behalf of this kingdom, on trying to make it better. Okay? Scripture said we would have healed Babylon, but she cannot be healed. This place is over with. So therefore what? We have taken ourselves out of the world, man. Okay? We have renewed our minds. We understand this is not our place of rest. And not only that, this place can't be healed. Okay? But for those of you who are left therein, okay, who are left in the world, woe unto you. Okay? It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall fight and stand. One people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hand. So it's going to get that bad to where, you people are going to fight one against another, man. Okay, and the scripture said, for their sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Okay, your sword and destruction draweth nigh, man. So like for the sword and destruction draweth nigh. Okay, destruction is coming, and it's getting closer. All right, but it says, and one people shall stand up and fight against another. Okay, but with that being said, with the sword and destruction being near, with that being said, you people are going to fight against another. All right, you people are going to have a division. Okay, you're going to have that civil war. Okay, that's coming. That's coming back, man. And it says, and swords in their hands, because everybody got gun rights now. Okay, some states you don't even need a permit to carry, man. All right, but for you brothers out there, just a little side note, it'll be wise to get you a permit anyway. All right, just use the wisdom. And for those of you brothers that do, carry or whatever. But as far as these people, again, you people, you're gonna fight one against another, man. Okay, things are gonna get worse. Things are gonna get much more intense. It says, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, you're not gonna regard your kings nor princes. You see how these people get mad about these federal agents, okay, coming down upon the people. All right, it's going to get so bad to the people just going to say, hey, man, forget this. Gather arms, and they're going to go to war. All right? They're not going to give a damn what Trump talking about. They're not going to give a damn what the police is talking about, because the police, they probably like, hey, they probably going to tell them, hey, man, stay home. Just stay out the way. Let them do their thing. They ain't going to give a damn. They're going to be like, hey, y'all don't want to do nothing, so we going to do something. Okay? And again, it's going to cause a civil war, man. All right? And this is what the prophets is telling you, man. Babylon is through, man. This place is finna really... You think this place is wild now? Wait till prophecy take in full effect. Okay? This place is really finna get wild, man. All right? The wild, wild west. You see? It says, a man shall desire to go into the city and shall not be able. Yeah, that's going to cause them to shut down certain parts of the city. All right? Because of how bad it's going to get. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Yeah, men are going to be afraid because of how bad it's going to get. All right? It's going to get terribly bad. It's going to get so bad to the point Esau is going to unleash his robo-dolls on you niggas, man. All right? That's the time that we're coming into. This the season that we're coming into, man. You watch all these movies like Code 8. It's a lot of them. It's different movies with these robots in it. Or these video games with these robots in it and shit. These different Call of Duties. Hey, man, that's finna be your reality. Okay? What they call it, predictive programming. Okay? That's finna be your reality, man. You see? He's not making these things and putting them in these movies for no reason. Okay? Like that's just for your entertainment. No, man. That's finna be your reality soon. All right? And it's drawing nigh. It says, for because of their pride, cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So yeah, that's going into that famine. Okay, because it's going to get to the point where they're going to cut the food line off, man. All right, to where you people are not going to be able to get food no more, man. Okay, so then that's going to cause people to going ramshacking different houses, okay, ravishing different houses, all right, for the lack of bread, okay. It says a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, all right, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's going to be the reason for men to really go through your houses, to kick your door down because of that lack of bread. All right, so it's all prophecy, man, and it's going to all happen. You know, it's just a domino effect. One thing going to lead to another. Okay, so, you know, with this happening within the earth, you know, this division, okay, all right, this is all part of the will of Yahawashi, man. All right, and, you know, as the scriptures say, hey, to you Akim there, and very, very few Aquas, hey, keep watch, man. Okay, so I'm going to leave it with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time, I'd like to say, Shalom.